Yo, what is going on everyone? It's Zorto back here with a brand new video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys my personal settings for my Xbox One controller. These can translate over to PS4 if you guys wish. The button will be a little bit different obviously, but you can put it in the same spot. So a couple things I want to go over in this video, guys, is my actual settings menu, which is going to be this menu right here. And then I'm going to be going over my button layout as well, and everything in between I'll go over. So let's just jump right into this video, guys, and let's begin. So the very first thing we're going to be looking at is region does not matter, but the input, the controller sensitivity X and the controller sensitivity Y. I personally would start at something in the middle and work your way up or down from there. So there's no real best setting per se, and there's only a real best setting for you. So if you were just starting out, or you guys are having trouble finding the right sensitivity, what I would suggest is starting at say 0.60 for each of them. If you find it's too low, after like maybe 10 games, try it for 10 full games. If it's too low, bump it up. If it's bump up maybe 2 or 3, try that for 10 games, and so on and so forth, and go from there. Okay, that works for both of these sensitivities. It would actually work for all of these sensitivities, for these 4 anyways. Controller building sensitivity is something that's a bit newer, but it definitely works the same way as well. So once you pop up your building menu, how this one works, once you pop up your building menu, it takes over different set of sensitivities. So I use a 1.3, but it's personally up to you. I've been thinking about changing mine. These settings again are all personal preference. You can put them whatever you want. Just because I use these settings doesn't mean the next person, or doesn't mean it's going to work for you or the next person. Those are what worked for me, but these are just settings I use. You guys can use them if you want. Maybe use what I have and go up or down from there. Remember, just change them a little, the slightest bit. Don't go from like 70 to 40. Go from like 70 to 67 if you're having issues, something like that. Anyways, let's go down here. Xbox safe zone, don't really know what that stuff is. Streamer mode is totally up to you guys. This stuff is totally up to you guys. The next thing we're over is the control options. So sprint by default is something I will get into later. Ignore it for now. Sprint by default basically means you don't have a keybind for your sprint button. Just once you push forward on your joystick, you will start to run, okay? Instead of, you know how you can have to usually push in a button to start sprinting, if you don't, you just start walking. If you have this on, it will just make you run. I will get into why I have this on in a minute when I get over my controller binds. The next thing we're going to go over is sprint cancels reloading. The reason I used to have this on, but these are kind of go hand in hand. If you have this one on, you must have this one off, and vice versa. So if you have sprint cancels reloading on, the second you move a little bit, it's going to stop reloading your weapon, which is a really big pain in the butt. So basically, if you have sprint by default on and this on as well, you cannot move at all while you're reloading. That's the thing. You have to stand perfectly still while you're reloading, or it won't work. But if you have sprint by default off and you have a keybind for it, then you can definitely turn this on. I'd recommend turning it on if you can. Tap to search / interact. That's totally up to you guys. It just makes it faster, and you don't have to hold the button all the time. Toggle targeting. What does this do? Turning off sets the targeting control to be... Oh, okay, yeah. So you know when you normally aim in, just like in first-person shooters, if you press the button, it'll hold it zooming in instead of holding it in to zoom. It's just turn it off. If you play any sort of video games, turn it off, man. Reset building choice. I definitely recommend this. Not so big of a deal now with the new control options. Aim assist on, obviously. Edit mode aim assist turns edit mode aim assist on off. When on, this attracts your controller to aim to the closest editing square. In building, this is totally personal preference. You want this on or off. So it's basically going to drag your aim assist on and off. I'm going to actually turn that on and try it. See how it is. I think that's pretty much all of the settings in here that I wanted to go over. One thing I would recommend hugely is turning your vibration off. I know for years and years and years, I played with vibration on for Call of Duty. I did on Fortnite for a bit, and I regretted it. And I turned it off, and it's made a huge difference, guys. Definitely recommend you turn your vibration off. I think that's it for this section. We're gonna head over to the second section of the video now, which is the combat, or the controller, actual controller button layout. So you see we have 3 tabs here. We have combat controls, build controls, and edit controls. So combat controls is what you do when you're not editing. This is once you press your build button, this is the section you go to. Once you press your edit button, this is what this goes to. Okay, so let's go over this first one. I have pretty much everything on Builder Pro. So the only things I changed was my left push-in stick. As you guys can see down here, I changed this to left stick. Push in. Wait, what is this one? Combat. Edit. Yeah. Okay, so once I push, if I have, you really don't need this set for edit, but you guys can just take pause the video if you guys want to see us. I want to head to the next section now. But pretty much this is all the same as usual, guys. Okay, same as Builder Pro except for the left stick in to edit, and I'll show you guys why in a second. This is the important section right here. My left bumper, right trigger, left trigger, whatever the heck I'm talking about here, is all the same as Combat or as Builder Pro. So it's all the same movements because I'm so used to it. The only difference is the left stick into edit. I think this is key because what I had it on before is I had my B. My B, once I press B, I switch between my build mode and my combat mode. And I used to have to hold B to edit a wall or edit a staircase, and it just took too long to actually edit it. So I put my thing on left stick, and this is where the sprint by default comes in. Because by putting this left stick here as edit, it allows you, it doesn't allow you to sprint anymore. You have to have a new button for sprint, but instead of putting a new button, you just go over here and put the sprint by default on. So those are the biggest changes I have for my controller, is literally just my left stick edits. And in order to edit, I actually select with my right trigger and reset with my left trigger and push in my left stick to edit. That's all it is, guys. That's all it is. It's super simple, and it will change your gameplay immensely. I've noticed a huge difference in my building and my editing ever since I switched all this stuff. It's absolutely amazing. I'm not saying these are the best by any means whatsoever. I'm saying these are the personal best for me. Okay, so colorblind, I obviously don't have any colorblind stuff. Audio, I literally haven't changed this at all. You guys can do whatever you want with it. And brightness, you can literally change to whatever you want. I have mine at 0.78, I think it was. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys, for it. One thing you guys will notice, when you guys switch your controls to have no sprint button, it'll come up with this message. Very important. Please bind the sprint button or auto sprint action to a button. If you don't trust me, you're going to have a bad time. Ignore this completely. Fortnite doesn't know what they're talking about. Just hit B to decline. Don't save. Okay. And that is all for the video, guys. I hope this helped you out at just even a little bit. If you guys do find this video helpful, make sure you guys drop a like. If you guys are new, give it a make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I do daily live streams and stuff like that, guys. Anyways, have yourselves a great day. I hope this helped, and have yourselves a good one, guys. Peace out.